Okay, this is the WNR2000 version 3. I had an earlier video showing you the hardware on it. It's a Netgear router. What I'm going to do now is update the firmware on this router. So I'm going to show you what you physically have to connect in order to have this happen correctly. Do not do a firmware update through a wireless connection. You need to have a network cable, RJ45, straight through cable will do, connected to your physical hardware and to the laptop or computer that you're going to do the firmware upgrade on. So you need one cable going to any one of the LAN ports, not the WAN port, but the LAN ports, these ones. The WAN port is the one that goes to the internet or to your modem. So connect the cable to any one of the WAN ports, and the other side of the cable needs to go into your LAN port on your laptop or your computer. Okay. Again, let me caution you one more time. Do not do a firmware upgrade without actually setting this up this way. You need a hard connection between your router and your laptop. If you do it through wireless, there's a possibility that it will fail and you will brick your beautiful router. I'm going to show you how to upgrade your Netgear WNR2000 version 3 from its stock firmware that it comes with to the latest firmware that it comes with. And I'm going to show you how to do this and retain your settings so that you don't wipe out all your settings and have to set up your router again. So step one is we need to go to the router itself. So we're going to go, actually, step one is physically connecting your router as I showed you in the first of this video. You're going to need to hook up a LAN cable to one of the LAN ports, network cable to one of the LAN ports on the back of the router. There's 4 of them, and to your computer or laptop. So you need a physical connection between the 2 of them. You can't use wireless. If you use wireless, you're asking for trouble. Okay, so physical connection between you and between your computer, laptop, and the actual router itself. So I'm assuming you've done that. I've shown you how to do that in the first step of this. Okay, so step number 2 is you need to back up your settings before you do the update. So we're going to go 192.168.1.1, which is the default location address for that router. I'm going to hit enter, and you're going to see that the router manager comes up. First thing it's going to try and do is trying to do a firmware upgrade through the internet. Mine's already connected to the internet, so we don't need to do that. If we do that right now, you're more than likely going to lose your settings. So here we'll just click no, and then it automatically goes to the router upgrade page. Well, we don't want to do that right now. What we want to do is we want to back up our configuration on this router so that we don't have to go through setting up your wireless and everything else when you do the upgrade. So next step, let's do the go to backup settings here, and as you can see, you have backup, restore, and erase. Well, what we want to do is back it up. So we're going to click on backup. It said, do you want to open or do you want to save this file, basically? And we're going to choose save, and the down arrow key right next to save. I'm using Internet Explorer, so we're going to say click save as. Then we're going to scroll down to C. I'm going to put it on the C drive and make its own folder to make my life and your life easy. This is what you should do too. So scroll to C, new folder. We're going to call it Netgear WNR 2000 version 3. Then enter and enter again. And as you can see, I'm now in the Netgear folder I created, and I'm ready to save this file. So click save, and the download has completed. So I would say at this point, open the folder, make sure you can see it there. There it is, Netgear WNR 2000 version 3 CFG. That's my configuration for the router. So I don't have to put in, when I do flash the router, I don't have to put in all these settings like the wireless setup or any network configurations I've done. This is a backup of what I currently have on this router, right? So it's a good thing to have and a good place to start. Okay, so we'll close that out. Now, the next step is to go to the Netgear site and actually um, download the image file that will upgrade this to the latest version. Now, those are your options. This is a manual option I'm showing you how to do. You could easily just go to the router upgrade page and choose check for a new version on the internet, right? But I'm going to show you the manual way first, and then I'll show you that way as well, okay? So let's go to Netgear. So I'm going to open up a new tab, and oops, that's not what I want. It's new tab again, sorry. And let's go to www.netgear.com. You end up here. Then we're going to go to support, and then support for home products right there. Isn't that classic? All right. So there we are at the Netgear site. Internet, Explorer decided to crash, but that's normal. Usually I use Firefox, but most people use Internet Explorer, so I'm going from there. Okay, so next we're going to go to routers and modems and gateways, and then you're going to choose this is a drill down menu, so wireless routers and gateways, and then we're going to scroll down to choose the product here to WNR 2000, there it is, version 3. Make sure you select the right one. Putting the wrong image file into your router can cook your router. So absolutely make sure that you're downloading the correct image for the correct router. I have a WNR 2000 version 3. Make sure you have the same. Select. Okay, so here you get a firmware version under downloads, and the version is 1.1.2.6 NA and WW users. Okay, and what that means is North America or worldwide users. So either way, it's the same file. This is significant because there are two different files, and um, Netgear decided on this version that to put them both together in one file. So it doesn't matter; they're both the same file. So if you're in North America or in outside of North America, worldwide, you choose the same file. So I'm going to click on that. And you get the usual release notes. This can damage your router if you don't do things correctly. So if same with me. I take no responsibility for what happens to your router if this goes wrong. I'm just showing you how it works for me and that it does work for me. So download now. Then you get the obligatory registration page. We don't need to do that. Down here near the bottom, you'll see continue without registering, so we'll choose that. And then you get the pop-up, open, save, and save as. I'm going to choose save as. And I'm going to save it in the same folder, my C drive, under Netgear, WNR 2000 version 3. And click save. Okay, it's completed. And download is completed. So next I'm going to open the folder. And you'll see that there's my config file that we already copied. and the zip file underneath, which contains the image file. We have to take the image file out of there, so we're going to double click that. And then you have your image file right there. That's the important file. So right click it, choose copy, and then we're going to go back to the root folder. So up here we're going to choose the Netgear WNR2000 version 3. And now you're back to the root folder. Now right click on the white, anywhere on the white, and then choose paste. And you'll see that your image file shows up. Now the image file is the firmware for your router. So you now actually have the correct firmware for your router. So I'm going to shut this out, close this out, close these windows out. Next step is down here. Notice that I'm on wireless and I'm also connected to the router. So, basically at this point, you want your wireless shut off. You don't want wireless on at all because there's a chance that this will try and work through your wireless connection. So right click it, open network and sharing control panel, network and sharing center, and then go to change adapter settings. And in here you'll see your wireless connection right here. It's got the little bars on it. That's how you can tell, right? So right click that, and it also says wireless, but then we're going to choose disable, and then your wireless is now disabled. Okay, which if you look down here now, you'll see that there's a computer with a network cable beside it, which means you're connected through to the router through the network cable, which is exactly what you want. Okay, so we'll close that out and go back to the Netgear router, and we're still at the default page here, which would be router upgrade, and it's asking me for admin and password again. Admin is the username. Password is the default password. So click OK, and we're back to it. Now again, I'm showing you how to manually do this. The other way to do it is to do it through the internet by just clicking check. Now I'm assuming that your router for some reason isn't on the internet or whatever. So we'll click browse, and then we're going to go down to the C drive, and then we're going to go to Netgear WNR2000 version 3. And there you'll see your image file, your version 1.1.2.6 image file there. Okay, so we're going to choose that, and we're going to choose open. Okay, so now you're ready to go. You're not on wireless. You're physically connected with your LAN cable or network cable from your computer to your router. Right? Right. Then you click upload. Warning, you're trying to upload a worldwide firmware which is different from the NA or North American that you had. Do you still want to continue? Well, we know that this is actually, this file is both, so we're going to hit OK. And now we're going to wait for 3 minutes while this happens. Now it's crucial also that on your laptop that you're hooked up to the power, not using your battery, because if your battery were to die halfway through this, you'd have a problem. I'm doing this real time so you know how long it actually takes. And as you can see down here at the bottom right, the network connection is now disconnected. It's basically rebooting the router. And I'm looking at the router, and currently my amber lights, power light is amber, and my internet light is amber, and my number two is green, which is the cable where the cable is plugged into the router. So at this point, the router is booting up. My internet light is now green. Power is still amber, and my number two is still on. Your numbers will correspond to wherever you plugged in your cable. Okay, now my power light has gone green, my internet light is green, my wireless light is blue, and my number two is on. Okay, so at this point, I'm just waiting for the web page to refresh and show me that the the firmware has been updated. Okay, so it's asking me for the username and password to get back onto it again. Again, the username is admin, and the password is lowercase, all lowercase letters, password. You want to change that username and password as well. You don't want to leave it that the same, because that means anybody can get in there. Okay, so now we're connected. Here are your options straight off your uh, home page on the router. First thing you want to do is go over here to Advanced, the Advanced tab, and then we're going to go to Administration, and you'll see here Backup Settings again. So we're going to go there, and now you can restore your saved settings from a file. So choose Browse, and of course I'm going to default in the same uh, Netgear folder, but I'm just going to show you. Go to C drive, Netgear WNR2000V3, where I save all my stuff, and then choose the CFG file. Do not choose the image file. You want the CFG configuration file. Okay, so click on the CFG file, click Open, and then choose Restore. Warning, restoring settings from configuration file will erase all of the current settings. Are you sure you want to do this? Yes, I do. And again, we go through the update settings. Okay, the amber light is on. My power light is amber, and my internet light is now amber as well. And the connection to the LAN is still showing green. So I'm assuming right at this moment that the router is actually rebooting. Okay, my internet light now is green, and my power light is still amber, but I'm sure pretty soon it's going to be green as well, and the wireless light, the blue wireless light will show up. And that's what just happened. Sorry for the wait, but this is how long it actually takes. So I'm doing it in real time because I want you to understand how long this takes when you're doing it in real time. Okay, here we go. It's asking me to log back in. So again, all lowercase admin, and then password is the default password. And click OK. Wait for the router. Okay, and obviously we're back to a good setup. Okay, now as you can see, there's neat features on this one, like guest network, but that was on your original as well. You can play with that yourself. I'm going to check my wireless settings because that's what basically just to make sure that my restored settings actually came up. And that's exactly what I had. I had WNR2000 version 3, and the security code is none your business. None your business. Uh, so let's go to advanced again. So now I know that my configurations actually took. Okay, and to see administration. Okay, that's all good. Here is set password. You want to go here and you want to change your default password from of admin to whatever you want to set it. So basically, the old password is password, and then set it to whatever you want it to be. So I'll say Nanya business. You change it to whatever you want. And I guess you could enable password recovery as well if you wish, which gives you this option. You can set it to whatever you want. Select a question, right? You know, here's your options, and you choose one, and it will give you the answer, right? And once you've done that, it'll give you back your password if you forget it. Okay, so do that if you wish. I'm suggesting to do it because the default password allows any person who can hack your network to, oh, it's a Netgear router, and the first thing they're going to say, are they still using the default network password? You don't want to. Okay, I showed you the default network password just to make life easy for you, because that's the way the router's set up. Okay, so that is how you click apply and off you go. But that is how you update your Netgear router and retain your manually update your Netgear router and retain or reconfigure it with your saved configuration files. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to show you is actually I'll make another video showing you how to do this without having to download the file. Thanks for watching.